Hey, good morning. I'd like to appeal. I've actually been in about 4 years of persecution, and I've got letters to back that up. In that time, every job opportunity I created, they were breaking it off me, creating TikToks to cause discrimination, and the landowners were really basically going around with these motorcycle gangs, dropping off books saying that I'm real drama and I've rooted all these men to cause me extreme discrimination at work. Yet at the same time they were causing fields of workers and armies working that I was a dole bludger. So they were really torturing me. I'm appealing because my career and my past, my foundation was built with real family values. I was a nanny because I'm good with children. Because I've already had experience in my life, I've had a big family of children, I've had other people getting me to look after their children. I've never been bad with children. I'm not a pedophile or a predator. I'm really good at making fun of a very boring situation. So kids usually like to talk to me and tell me their things that are going on, and I've also I've got a skill with listening and being attentive to people. So I naturally went into aged care to try and pay off my student loans. So I was good at that. Plus my family have a background in cooking, so I'm good at cooking. So I've also been a home chef, and I started a domestic business in Auckland, which they've stolen. They've blatantly stolen, and the cops are barricading all of the country and all of the people, and they're treating me like I'm less quality just based on looks and based on my survival with no resources. So people are filming me like terrorists for almost 7 years, when it's unbelievable, but it is to do with the police. They're keeping me at a low standard. They won't let me grow in any way. They've been taking me out of work for almost 7 years, and it's financial abuse. And I've got some videos of racism with the cops. They've taken one video of this woman that was blatantly racist against me and blatantly bullying me. I was an old face. This is going on all over the world. For them to deny my right to be part of a culture, to deny my right to exist, to give me capital punishment of an injection isn't fair. And the years and years of trying to break every employment opportunity is not fair either. And they're also sort of like making everything the opposite of what I am. So they've mutilated my vagina downstairs, and it's not from a man. I mean, it's done with a weapon. It's not right what's happened to me. And I've also, so these skills in my background that they're trying to give me a bad reputation, it's lies. Like, I'm really good at a lot of things in my life. I'm 43 years old. I'm really skilled. I was ready to make my money, and they've been holding my money for a long time now. They're financially abusing me for almost 7 years. All over Australia, they want to keep saying that I'm a dirty animal to kick me out of work, which is a crime. And then here they're calling me lazy, and it's like, well, actually you're lazy because you're not making money the old-fashioned way. You're slaving me, and you're also taking credit for the things that I've done. I mean, my past history of education was graphic design, and I did that for about 13 years, and I stuck it out, and I was disciplined. I did that, and I was disciplined in Auckland too, to do my domestic, I don't know what you call it. I met one other lady out west who had started the same similar type of business, and I wanted to turn it into a business. It was a lot of demand, to do this housekeeping, to do cooking and childminding, and I wanted this to be my business. Well, it was giving me a lot of money, and I had a lot of clients, and I also had time to do my study. So, and because these things are my natural abilities, it's not stressful to me. It was a way to make money for me and do my studies. And also they've stopped that, and my ex promised me a room if I helped him during a time where his work was transitioning. I think he got fired and he got this new job and everything was going to be under stress and he needed my help just to help with just the normal household things and things with the bills and things like this. So I just wanted some help during that time and I helped him and I just said like during a time when this debt's paid off, because we went to go live by ourselves, I said when we come back I want to have a room to do my study. And he promised me this room and I've never had this promise. And during a time of crisis I asked him in a letter for help with this room, and then all of a sudden France went on a warpath, ripped my heart out. Kiki ripped my heart out and went on that she's higher quality than me, and it's like, well, where is your past history? Where's my past history of my mental health, and where's her past history of working? Because I feel like my whole life story is the same as hers, and that's my history. I've got two sisters. My mum made me look after them when I was a kid, and then I had to I was really good at science and really good at English at school, and I don't know why I'm good at science, but I was good at science, and then I went off to graphic design school. But I went off to Salvation Army and did all these certificates, and then I went to graphic design school, and then I went off to I think I moved to Darwin, and I worked out there at a printing firm. It was a shed, there were goannas, and it was printing signs for the National Park in Kakadu and all these business cards, the old-fashioned printing on a printing press, like real old school. Then I came back to New Zealand and I was really sick with all these blood parasites and all this other stuff that had happened to me, and I went through all this holistic healing, and that's when I was introduced to holistic healing and healthcare, and that's why I've always been very interested in holistic healing. So I went and did a lot of health work on my life, and then what else did I do? So then I worked at the press in Christchurch, and I left when a male that was under me that I took into the company had got my promotion, so I left. I was very disgruntled, and then I moved to was it before or after? I worked in web design as well, doing the interface designs of the websites. That was one of my favourite jobs that I've ever had. It was a really fun job. Then I left it to pursue my life in Australia, which was custard. Then it wasn't all lost. There was a lot of really happy moments in Australia, but to do with my work, like how I expected everything to pan out. So what I'm saying is what kids need to be taught about education is you don't get the life of your dreams. Like when I got out of my school, I thought I was going to get the job of my dreams in Wellington, and then I thought I was going to get the job of my dreams in Australia, and I didn't. Like they make you like sort of start at the bottom to get to the top anyway. So even though you spend $10,000 on this course, you don't walk into CEO. You've got to really, you've got to start everything at the bottom. But then I changed out of design, and I think I started doing some hotel cleaning from a random walk. Like at a Christmas, my family had a fight, and I walked down the road and I met this lady at a motel, and she had a sign out, and I just said, "Oh, is it hard? What's it like?" And I just decided to do some cleaning on Christmas Day because it was triple time, and I wanted to know what it was like, and it didn't seem that bad, and I had a good relationship with this lady. She's now owning and operating these plants, and she had a very inspiring story about she went traveling around the world as a cleaner, and her job was cleaning those lilies at the front of a motel, and with her cleaning she ended up traveling the world and taking all these amazing photos, and then she came back and opened this motel. And then she was running all the cleaners and running the motel. So she did well in her life, and now she's running like a big florist kind of place. And so anyway, after that I went into catering and hospitality. A lot of Mum's friends were opening cafes, and I got to do catering with them. And then I went to Auckland, and I went on a healing thing, and I was working in a lot of domestic sectors to do with aged care, nannying and cooking and home chefing. So I've never really had problems in work at all, and plus I think I cleaned for about 3 or 4 years as well. And I think I had a night job in Auckland too at the rail. You know how they've got the railway, the train? At the time there was a construction company under where I think it's a duty free souvenir shop now in the heart of Auckland, but at the time it was a construction company, and I used to do all the I think I went there at night time to do natural cleaning with natural products, and they even had one of these weighing machines with natural made rubbish bags that were biodegradable, and they were just building that railway under the ground. And what else? Then so I did this for probably 8 years, and in that time I was doing all this healing work and energy work and photography on my energy and adding song to it, and somebody sold the rights to my photography and songs and made a lot of money out of what I had built in my life, and I had my face disfigured, and they just started going on that I don't deserve love, and they've done this to me again and again. They're beating me like I'm a prisoner of love. They won't let me be. They're making me rejected. They're outcasting me. They're trying to make a massive pub that I'm a drunk root to all these men, and they've got all these men backing this woman up that I was a drunk root, and it's a total fable. It's a load of crap. Have you ever seen a man with a heart on when he's drunk? It's not fair, and they're always writing their stories like they had more self-esteem when they got with them, or they never loved me, they always loved this girl, and it's like they always underwrite me. Actually, if I wrote my story, I actually helped a guy out when he was on the bones of his ass and everybody was using him, and he felt like he was loved and appreciated, and he started helping me out in little things that I needed that I didn't know I needed help with, and it ended up being a mutual helping situation, and we were growing. So I don't understand why I'm being so persecuted over this Ruben Andrew. They've totally gutted my life. I was nothing to this man, and then they've done it with the other guy, John, who was basically sent in as some sort of malicious vendetta to ruin my life, when his father obviously is doing all this sex trafficking. His father. Or his uncle or something, and it's really abusive. I haven't had justice. I wouldn't have sex. I'm telling you, I'm not easy to have sex with. I've got to know the person. That guy I really got swooped into I think my mind was heightened because we were in a ward where everything's like a big brother bubble, and everybody was pushing me into this situation anyway. Not pushing. I had my doubts, and they were taking away my doubts, so that I was left oh, maybe I'm being a bit paranoid then, am I? Because I was thinking, oh, he's laying it on too thick. I don't like that, and I was I don't like that. And then I was just thinking, well, actually, what if I've got some sort of blood cancer, and I don't have a kid, and I want to have a kid, and time's ticking, and I was freaking out. So all of a sudden, out of cruelty, she made me an Omega and said I'm the end of my road and I'm worthless now and I'm used by my past date, and they've cut open my vagina and I want my womb mended and I want my vagina mended. It's really abusive and it's a crime against humanity. Like, there's no way a penis can make a hole that big like what they did to me at the back of my vagina. It's not from a man, it's from some sort of, it was definitely operated on.